Good morning and welcome to a brand new Disney World vlog series. This is my travel day. I am here at London Heathrow, ready to get my flight over to Orlando, and I am so excited to be going back to Florida. I never ever thought I was going to get to go back this year, so later on I'm going to tell you exactly how that has come about, because it's literally a Disney moment of magic. But I'm going to start the trip at the airport. I have driven up nice and early. I've actually got here very early. I've got many hours to kill now. But because there was tube strikes on, I thought the roads might be quite busy. The M25 was chock-a-block, so it was the right choice. It was the right choice. And now I can just relax and unwind and get ready for my flight over to Orlando and head to Disney World. So this trip is going to be really different to anything I've done before, because I'm going for 1 week. I have never been just for a week, so it's going to be really interesting to see exactly how much you can fit in. And it's also super special because I never thought I was going to get to go to Disney World this year at all. It was not in the cards, but I've been so fortunate that long-time supporter of the channel, voiceover guy, has sponsored this trip, which is absolutely incredible, and he has set me an absolutely amazing challenge. He has given me a budget of £3,000 and to see how far I can make that stretch. So before I have left the UK, I've obviously already spent quite a bit of that money. Actually, 79% of the budget is already gone. So first up, of course, was the hotel, flights and ticket package. Normally I don't do packages, but because I booked this only a few months ago, there was such an amazing deal with Virgin Holidays for a stay at All-Star Movies, economy flights and tickets. Now what was good is Disney did have a deal on, so I got 1 night at the hotel free and 20% off the tickets. So my whole package for the big parts of the trip has come to £2,000 and 22 pence. That is already 2/3 of the budget gone, but those are the big expenses. So do follow along during this vlog series while I show you penny by penny as the costs go up and the budget goes down, so you can see exactly what you can get out of your trip. And what I want to do is use all of my tips and tricks that I've learned over the years to stretch the money as far as possible, so I can have the exact type of trip I like to do without missing out on anything. So I hope you'll find some of that helpful, and also it'll be good if you can watch if I can actually do it. Will I have any money left at the end of the trip? That is the big thing. So I want to say a massive thank you to voiceover guy, who is one of the most recognisable voices in the UK on ads and TV. So do check out his website so you can see where you've heard him, because you've definitely heard him before. And all that's left to do now is check in and get on the way to Disney World. So it is 6 AM. I've been up since 3:30. I didn't plan to get up at 3:30, but my body was just too excited. So it was nice because it actually gave me a bit more time to get ready and be relaxed. I've just packed the final things, the makeup and the electricals, which I can't pack until the very last minute. But I've gone over the list. The packing list is all correct. Everything is in there, I think. So I am ready to go. I can't believe it's finally travel day. But first, we've got to do the most important thing, which is say goodbye to the cats. Bye-bye, Jeffer. I'll see you real soon. I'll see you in 8 days' time. I'm going to go see your pal, Mickey Mouse. Have fun with Grandad. Bye-bye, Jeffer. Coco, I'm going to go see Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. But I'll be back soon. See you later. Bye-bye. So I have just arrived at the airport car park. I used purple parking and I have paid for 9 days of parking. It was £90 and 91 pence, which I think is actually amazing. I did have a discount because I park here quite a lot, but I think that's an amazing price. So we are here now, so let's get on the bus and head to the terminal. So I have dropped my bags off. I already checked it in online yesterday, and now you do have to add your own luggage tag, but it was super simple. They had self-service machines, really simple to use. I walked straight up to a counter, so I didn't even have to wait. So I'm free from my big case. So now we're going to head through to the airport and go through security, get all of that out of the way, so then we can just relax and unwind. So getting through security took just a few minutes, which is fantastic. So I'm now here in Terminal 3. It's an interesting terminal because there's no windows, so you never quite know what the time is or what's going on outside, which is quite interesting. However, it's now 9:30 and my flight is at 1:50. I've never been here so early, but I have my Kindle with me. I've got some podcasts to listen to, and I will get a meal. And if you've seen my vlogs before, I think you'll know where I'll be going. So I will get some lunch later on to pass the time. But for now, I might just have a little look around and I can show you what sort of shops they have here. So this terminal does have a mixture of shops and cafes and restaurants, but they tend to be more like designer shops. So you will have Gucci and Hermes and places like that. Somewhere that I do like to pop in because I just think it is so cute is the Harrods shop here. And they have all of the little kind of Harrods branded things, but also quintessentially British items, which is lovely. I love this little gentleman teddy bear, he's so cute. Oh my god, they've got jelly cats, and I have kind of not got into these because well, I am nearly 40, I suppose that's actually why. But I see so many cute things and so many people raving over them, and they are unbelievably cute. This is the first time I've kind of seen them in person, but they've got so many cute little jelly cats. They've even got Halloween jelly cats, which I think is so much fun, and I'm kind of obsessed with these. I don't know if this is like a peanut or something, but I love it. It's so cute. But they've also got lots of Christmas ones as well, which is so cute. And they've even got a little gingerbread house. Guys, this is a bit of a problem because I'm like, am I now going to start getting into jelly cats? And I really can't because it's well past my age appropriateness, but they are cute. So as I have been doing my little walk around to scout out the terminal, because it does look like quite a few of these shops have changed, something terrible has occurred. Wagamama's is gone. I genuinely am shocked. And I'm like panicking now, like, where am I going to eat? What am I going to do? I love to start the trip with the Wagamama's, and I had no idea it is gone, so I suppose now I'll just have to have a look around and see what other restaurants there are. But it's become a giraffe now, so if you like giraffe, that's good news. If you like Wagamama's, you're out of luck. The good news is they do have places like Pret, so if you just want to grab something to take on the plane, you can. And then they do have stuff like Yo Sushi and a few other restaurants that I don't think could change because I've not heard of them, but there's places to eat. It's just not what I thought I was going to eat. This place has a bit of everything. It's got breakfast, it also has burgers, pizzas, so it's a solid choice for people. There is also a Yo Sushi here, which of course has the traditional sushi belt, but you can also order food straight to your table if you don't want to get stuff off of the belt. If you've never been to my channel before, then welcome. My name is Sophie from Most Magical Guides, and I make videos packed full of tips and advice to help you visit the Disney parks like a pro. And I also vlog my own solo and adult trips. And this is going to be a solo trip. It's one of my absolute favourite ways to visit Disney. It's so nice just to do Disney the exact way you like to do. You're on your own schedule, your own budget. It's absolutely fantastic. Although this time, of course, we have a challenge. We are on a set budget, and I actually think it's a really great challenge because I think it's a price that is kind of what people pay to go to Disney World. This is what you kind of expect if you're going out there, and I will talk about there are different elements that might be a bit more expensive for me and other elements that will be cheaper for me. So for example, my initial package where you've got the hotel room, the flights and the tickets. The hotel room is the bit that is the expensive part for solo travellers, because in the US you pay for the room, and then of course the more people in the room you split the cost, it's much cheaper. So that element of a solo trip is expensive, and kind of probably why 2/3 of my budget has gone on the big parts of the trip. However, of course, there'll be other elements that will be cheaper because it's just me. I'm not having to pay for anyone else, which is great. So let's just carry on and see how the budget goes. It is interesting because normally obviously you do have a budget for your trip, but I normally look up what I want to do and then make a budget from that rather than have a budget and then work out what I can do. So that's actually been really interesting, and it's been a great way for me to kind of use all the tips and advice to make sure that I'm not missing out. Because even if you have a very reasonable budget, you can still do so much and you don't have to skimp over those big experiences. So I can't wait to show you that during this vlog series. Something that I always do is get some drinks. So one on the plane, just in case between drink services, I need a drink. Although this time I am sitting in an aisle seat, so it would be easy for me to go actually up and ask for another drink. I normally sit in the window, but I've had a bit of trouble on my shoulder, so I thought, go for an aisle seat this time and I can get up and stretch, but also get drinks. But what I do like is these drinks will also carry me through to the hotel. So for the first night and probably first park day, I'll be able to take some of these drinks. So I'm going to get some now. So I just spent £8.18 on 3 drinks. It was buy 3 for the price of 2. So the prices of the drinks are expensive here, but I got 2 very large bottles of water, and then I got a Coke for the 23 spoonfuls of sugar, because I feel like I'm going to need it later today. Once I've been up for 24 hours, that might come in handy. So it's going to keep us going. And yeah, now just going to have a little wander around. I've had to dodge the books, because I love reading, but I brought my Kindle with me because I'm obsessed with the Kindle 99p daily deals, and I've got so many books. I'm like, you just have to read them. So maybe getting here early was a good thing, because I've now got time to have a little read of them. So from this map, you can kind of see the types of shops on offer, and it's not actually that big a terminal. It is very easy to get around, and then all of the gates kind of do come off the edges of the terminal. But like I say, it's weird because there's kind of no windows in here, so you'd never know what time of day it is or what's going on. But yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of big brands, and then a few cafes and restaurants. So I've just been doing some laps walking around the airport. I always like before a long haul flight to get some steps in, because you're going to be sat down for a long time. And it's also given me time to scope out some of the menus. So I think I might grab something from Yo Sushi. They've got both a cabinet where you can get food from, or you can sit in and either get off the belt or order something that's made to order for you. So that's pretty good. I'll probably just get a grab and go. And then it's all fine. I always do like to eat before the flight, just in case the vegan meal doesn't get loaded. So that seems like a good option. This is the main part of the terminal, and it's where it has a lot of shops and restaurants. But I think a lot of people don't realise, if you sneak through this little corridor where Pret is and you know, RIP Wagamama, but now Giraffe, on the other side it is much quieter, much more seats. So I always pop around there, and this terminal is so small, it's so easy just to, you can kind of do a loop within like 5 minutes. So it's so worthwhile coming over here where it's much quieter and way more seats. For the first time during this trip, I'm using an eSIM. It was just so much cheaper than using the travel plan that my mobile provider had. They were charging like £25 for 7 days, which is crazy because it used to be £25 for a month. So I've gone with Saily. It looks pretty easy. I just picked a plan that I wanted, downloaded the app. I think it's all set up. I did just go through my settings, because it does say once you get to the country it will automatically activate, but I want to make sure that the eSIM is turned on and that mobile data is set to be connected to that SIM. So fingers crossed we've done this right, because it's the first time I'm using an eSIM. But I get asked this a lot about who are a good provider, how do you use them. So I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity to road test it, and Saily have really good reviews. It was really cheap as well. I think I got 5 gigabytes for a month, and it was something like, well, it was less than £10, I know that, so it was a good price. In Disney itself, I will be using their free Wi-Fi, and you can get that in all the parks, the resorts, everywhere. But whenever I'm off-site, I will use the mobile data, and this is going to come in super handy. So let's hope that I've done it all correctly. So I have just stopped by Yo Sushi, and I got some yakisoba noodles and some cucumber sushi rolls. And for both of them, it was £9.95, which I did not think was bad at all for an airport. And it's going to be like quite a nice filling meal. You get quite a lot of the sushi rolls, and then you also get a nice little bowl of warm yakisoba noodles, which is going to be amazing. So I'm going to have some lunch now in preparation for the flight. We've still got ages. It's only just gone 12. So I'm just finding ways to pass the time, and I think this is going to be a great lunch. And you know, RIP Wagamama, I still haven't gotten over it. But it's nice that there is still like an Asian option here with Yo Sushi. So my gate number has just come up, so I'm heading over there to number 17 now. And actually the time's gone quite quickly, because I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to be here for hours and hours. It's gone really fast. So heading to the gate now, and hopefully soon we'll be boarding. So we've now finally taken off. There was about an hour and a half delay from getting on the plane to actually taking off, but hopefully we'll make up some time in the air. I thought I would give you an idea of the type of films that are currently on the flight. There's quite a lot, to be fair, and I've starred some that I'm like, oh, I might watch that. I was kind of worried there wasn't going to be a lot of films I wanted to watch, because when I was looking it up on the internet, we'd seen a lot of them, but there's a lot more range on here than I was expecting. Plus, you can also look at TV shows. They've got quite a lot of modern, recent TV shows. And of course, you've also got audio, lots of different albums and games. So my vegan meal has arrived. I've got a salad, I've got a cottage pie, a roll with some sunflower bread, and some cheese and crackers, and this coconut collaboration, salted caramel and chocolate. But we are having a lot of turbulence at the moment, so I'm nervous to try and not drop all of the food over me. So we are now about 3.5 hours into the flight. It's been great so far. I'm onto my third movie though, and I'm like, how have I got this many movies down so far? But I have to say, the meal was really good. I had a vegan cottage pie, and it was so tasty, and that chocolate dessert, so good. Before going around the trip, I did have a bit of a bad shoulder, so I switched to an aisle seat, and that's definitely helped, so I need to keep moving around and stretching. That's seemingly helping, but something I did want to mention is, in advance of the trip, I did purchase my seat, so it was £58 to pick a seat going out and coming back. And I did this because, as a solo traveller, I did not want the dreaded middle seat on a long haul flight, so I think it was well worth the money, and it just gives you free reign to kind of pick whichever seat you want. So that is a vital purchase, I thought, and that's the thing I think is really good about doing trips, is you can kind of work out what areas you want to spend a bit more in and where you want to save. So with this, I wanted to make sure I could pick a seat that I'm going to be comfortable in, but there'll be other areas of the trip that I can save money. So let's carry on. We've still got about 5 and a bit hours left, so let's see how many more films we can get through. It's actually really nice to come and stand up and have a little bit of a stretch, and what's really good is if you need like extra drinks or anything like that, you can come to this galley area and they will serve you, which is fantastic. And I normally do a window seat, and because I'm like, oh, I thought you get a little bit more space, it's a little bit more private. But because of my shoulder, I was like, I'll do an aisle seat. But the freedom of just getting up whenever you want is very nice. So maybe I'm going to be a bit of a convert. The downside is I think it's harder to sleep. But it swings and roundabouts. So we've got about an hour and 15 minutes left of the flight, and we have just got a little afternoon tea. So let's see what we get. We've got some jam, some sunflower bread, and a roasted vegetable, an edamame bean, and sweet corn wrap. If you've seen the carpet, you know you have arrived. It feels so good to get here. We did have a bit of a delay, so we have arrived much later than expected, but overall the flight was quite good. The first couple of hours seemed to drag a bit because my shoulder was hurting, but I got up and I went to the little galley area, and I ended up being there for like an hour talking to all the crew, and it was absolutely amazing. They were so nice. We were just having the best chat. I didn't even realise I was there for that long, which was wonderful. And then the second half of the flight went really quick because of that. So now I am going to go and get my car, because I have hired a car for this trip. And yeah, so far everything seems to be going quite smoothly, apart from a little delay on the plane. But let's go. I have had an email from Disney. So what I always do is, as soon as I arrive, I connect to the free airport Wi-Fi, and then you get the email from Disney to let you know what room number you've got and what block and stuff like that if you've done the online check-in, which is perfect. And I requested a high floor and the Love Bug section of All Star Movies, and that's what I've got, which is fantastic. So let's now go to the car hire, and I'll take you through that process. So when you come into the main terminal, you go down to the bottom floor by some escalators or lifts, and then all of the car hire companies are in one long row, and then in the middle of them there is the visitors toll pass, which I've got, which helps you save lots of money on the tolls. So I am going to go and collect that now. And last time I forgot to put in the car information. Once you collect your car, you have to put the information so the toll pass knows what car you have, and I forgot to do that. But luckily they do send you an email to let you know. So once I got to my Disney resort I did it, but I'm going to do it this time because I've remembered. And then you just come outside, go across the road and up those escalators to the car. I apologise for this eerie green light, but I've collected the car. Everything was very, very smooth. I've got the exact same car I had last time, which was a Chevy Malibu. Super nice to drive, really, really comfy. So this time I hired my car through Florida Car Hire for less, and this cost me £211.43 for 8 days. So that's not too bad. And what I did is I was actually comparing the amount of Ubers and to get from the airport and stuff, how much it would cost. And it wasn't much more to actually hire a car. So I would say if you have the ability to drive abroad, do check, because sometimes if you're going to be visiting places off site and you're going to be using a lot of Ubers and stuff, it can actually be around the same price or even cheaper to get a hire car. And it's just so much easier, particularly this trip, because I'm only here for a week. I want to maximise my time in the parks. You can drive anywhere on site within 15 minutes, whereas if you get the Disney transport, it's fantastic because it's free. However, it can take you up to an hour when you wait for the bus, get on the bus, then get to the park. It can be a while. So this is going to save me so much time, and that is one of the other expenses. But it's starting to rain, so we're going to go head in. I'm in the love bug section, so let's get all the luggage out, get in, and then get some food. What is also great is because I've done the online check-in, you just go straight to your building, and because I have a magic band, that, to be fair, I got it in 2018, so I'm hoping it'll still work, but last time I was here last year, it was working still, so we can go straight to the room, don't have to go to the front desk, anything like that, and you can also use your phone to get into your room, which is fantastic. So let's go find where we are staying. Already loving the facades, they are so cute. And I also love that this person's decorated for Halloween. How fun. So I am 7963, so we are this way. Let's see where we're going. But this is so fun because you immediately get to see the, oh my god, there is a huge Herbie. This is amazing. I really love the theming of the all-star resorts. They are so fun. Look how spacious this is. I have to say, from first impressions, this seems much bigger than All-Star Music, which is where I've stayed before. But look how fun this is. Let's see which one of these rooms is ours. So, straight here, 7963. Now let's see if the old magic band still works. Yes, the old and trusty one. Here we are. Oh. I absolutely love when you come in and you have your name on the telly. It is so exciting to be back in a Disney hotel room. I always find it wild that you wake up at home and you go to sleep in Disney. It's like absolutely insane. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump my bags and go to get some food. Because what I normally do, it's like 9 o'clock at night now, which it's like 2 o'clock in the morning UK time. So I'm like clearly not super hungry. But what normally happens is I will go to bed and wake up at like 3 AM feeling sick from hunger. So I've learnt from that. So I'm like, even if you don't feel particularly hungry, go get something so that you can avoid the starvation and being woke up in the middle of the night because you're so hungry. So let's go do that and then we can unpack. But I might just quickly grab an umbrella out of the suitcase because it is starting to rain a little bit. I am already loving this resort. And what's interesting to me is I thought that the layout would be exactly the same as music, but I like that it's slightly different. And do you know what was amazing? When I pulled up to go to the booth, the security booth when you're driving into a resort, obviously all the 3 all-star resorts are next to each other and this is the furthest one. And the man did one magic band and then he went, oh, it's the 3rd star on the right. And I was like, we're at Disney, we're at Disney. And I love that everything at Disney is Disney. Like, they do not skimp. They do not, oh, sorry guys. I'm walking around and I'm now seeing all of the theming. You've got to check this out. This is the Fantasia building. Oh my God. This is an iconic resort. This is so cool. So many amazing photo spots. And then we have loads of toys. This is going to be amazing in the daytime. Oh my god. We've got Donald and Daisy hanging out by their little beach. Oh, we've got the sorcerer's hat. This is awesome. Oh my god, I'm obsessed already. We're now walking up towards the main pool where you have Sorcerer and Mickey, of course, and then behind it is the main building where you have absolutely everything. You've got the shop, the check-in desk, you have the restaurant, bar. I am so impressed immediately. I love it. And I think the all-star resorts are perfect for solo travellers because they're the most affordable resorts at Disney. The rooms are super comfortable. As you can see, the theming is amazing. They have buses that go to all of the parks. If, like me, you hire a car, you get free parking at your hotel and in the parks, which is huge. You save so much money that way because the parks themselves are $30 a day, so that's such a big win. And another reason why I think car hire can be a really good option, even if you are staying on site. And I'm just blown away. I can't get over it. So let's go check out the food court and see what's on offer for dinner. In the distance, I can see 101 Dalmatians. All-star music is so much fun because all of the areas are themed after different styles of music. But this just feels next level cool because it's all Disney, which is incredible. And I would say sometimes this resort is a little bit more expensive than the other two. And if that's the case, just pick one of the others, it's absolutely fine. Like I say, the room layouts are the same, you're getting the exact same thing. But if this is the same price, definitely come here because to have the Disney facades is amazing. So here we have Silver Screen Spirits, which is the bar, but I am going to go to the right hand side and go into World Premiere Food Court. And here you'll have different stations serving different foods. And you can just select whatever you fancy. So let's get some grub. Wow, I love this already with all the movie theming. It's so cool. And like I say, you have lots of different booths, so you can choose exactly what you want to eat and just go to that specific booth. So I've come over to Roxy, which does burgers, and they have the Korean style Impossible Burger, which I've had before, and it's delicious. Here you can also get the resort refillable mugs, and then you can refill it as much as you want in this food court or any other Disney resort for the length of your stay, and it's about $22.99. So if you don't mind coming to the food court and getting drinks, this is a really good way to save money whilst you're at your resort. So I have got a little takeaway box so I can go and eat this in my room because I want to properly scrub my hands after travelling all day before eating. It's actually quite a nice temperature at the moment. It is not as hot as I was expecting it to be. It's humid, but the temperature itself is quite pleasant. So this is an amazing first night because normally you get here and immediately you are pouring with sweat because it is so warm. But this is a lovely temperature. So I got the Korean Impossible Burger, which I said I've had before and it's really good. It does take a little bit longer for them to cook it because they actually cook it from fresh, which is amazing. So you know it's going to be super good because it is ready for you. It's not been sat out, they're just making it on the fly. So they tell you it can be about 10 minutes, but I don't think it took that long at all. And it's just absolutely wild to be back at Disney and be like coming in, hearing resort TV in the background, like absolutely iconic. So let's try this little burger. It's now about 10 p.m, which is absolutely obscene because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK or something stupid. Who's eating at 3 a.m? But I am now because we're in Disney and we go, let's try this burger. So tasty. It's got a little bit of spice to it. It's got loads of veggies and like pickles as well as the Impossible Burger. And that's something I really like because I would imagine a value resort would just do a basic burger because like that's going to appeal to a lot of people. But I love that they were like, let's actually make an interesting vegan option. And this is really good. The Impossible Korean Burger was $15.58 and that comes to £11.52. And it's really handy because I'm using a Monzo card. I get a notification and it tells me exactly how much it was in pounds. So that's going to be really helpful throughout this challenge because I can kind of see exactly how much the costs are totting up in pounds. So it's very exciting. I feel like today is always a light day because you're mostly on the plane, right? But once we get into the parks, let's see what happens. So before I unpack and make the room look completely different, I thought I would give you a quick room tour just so you can see what a value resort at Disney World looks like, particularly the all-star resorts, because they all have the exact same rooms. So when you first come in, of course, you can kind of see the room layout. I have one bed that's already made up, and then this, although it looks like a table and chair set, actually pulls down. And oh god, I'm not going to pull it full down because I've got things out, but it comes into another bed. So if you needed to, you can absolutely do that. You've got some storage over here, and you've also got Hey Disney, which is like Alexa, which is very, very exciting. You then have a little place where you have coffee maker, an ice bucket, and then you also have a drinks cooler, which is fantastic. You can also, on the wall, turn down the air conditioning, turn it up, whatever you prefer. Then of course you have a giant telly that says welcome, and then you have loads of storage underneath. So you have a safe and some extra pillows, but then you have lots of drawers, and they're kind of these soft closing drawers. You also have lots of plug sockets. So we have some USB sockets as well as American sockets. On the other side, you also have the same, which is brilliant. Then you have your little bedroom area with the super cute character artwork. I do think it's a shame Disney are taking a lot of the artwork away in the Disney theming, but I like that they've got this little touch. And this is what the other bed looks like from a distance. So at the moment it's a table and chairs, but it can fold down into a bed. Then you turn around and you have a mirror. You have some storage up here, as well as places to hang clothing, lots of bathroom storage. You've got units, and then you've got ones down here. You also have an iron and a hairdryer and an ironing board. I'm a millennial, so we don't iron, so I won't be using that. Then, of course, you have your sinks, and then you have the bathroom itself. Let's bring some light. And the bathrooms are always super, super nice. I like that they have the glass doors because you don't want the doors where it's plastic and it touches you and it's horrible. So you have a nice big shower head, and then you also have a tub. And as a solo traveller, this is an absolutely perfect room. I would say even if you're like a couple or some friends, these are great rooms. And that's one of the reasons I think this is one of the best resorts for solo travellers, because they're the most affordable. You've got everything you can need, you've got plenty of space, and the resort itself is just stunning. So what an amazing day it has been. I can't believe I'm back in Disney World. It's so exciting. Just looked in the mirror, horrified at the look. But I've been awake more than 24 hours, and all the makeup is slid off my face. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me slowly disintegrate over the travel day, but it's been amazing to think I woke up at home, got ready, drove to London, sat in the airport for ages, got on the plane, had the most amazing time chatting to the crew. They were just wonderful, and I had amazing seatmates as well, so I got to talk to them. I watched 4 films and 2 episodes of a television show, which was way more than I was expecting to fit in. The car hire was pretty simple and quick to do. It was a 30-minute drive, and now I'm at Disney World. So tomorrow is when we head to the parks. I cannot wait for you to see the series and all of the new things that are here. Last year was, I was going to say last year was a year ago, which is obvious, but the amount of new things that have happened in the past 12 months are incredible. So I'm going to take you along to show you what those are, and maybe we'll get some tips about how to get the best out of those things. So now strap in for 7 days of amazing Disney magic at Disney World. I'm going to be visiting all of the Disney parks and also taking a trip to Disney Springs. I'd like to go to the outlet. I will do a proper tour of the resort so you can get a better feel for this. But I just can't wait to dive into all the new things and all the things that I love. So do stick around. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss out, and let's see how far the budget can go, because as I say, before even leaving the UK, I'd already spent 79% of the budget on the car hire, the hotel, the tickets, the flights, and the flight seats. That's a lot of the budget gone. So let's see how far we can make that spread over the rest of the trip. So do join me to see if I can do it or if at the end I've run out of money. So thank you so much for watching this. This has been a wonderful travel day and I cannot wait to be in the parks tomorrow. So see you next week. That's not how I end my vlogs, is it? Let's do it properly. Until next time, I hope you have a most magical day.